Hey, what is going on guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, I'm going to be playing some Jayce in the mid lane. So I've played Jayce a few times this patch, and I actually think he's a pretty good pick for mid lane. I've tried him top lane. I like him a little bit better for the mid lane because he can't get punished as much for being immobile, whereas in the top lane, if you push out in lane as Jayce, he's just a really easy gank target for the enemy jungler. So I do like him in the mid lane a little bit better because he can't get punished as much for being immobile. So I'm just going to speed up the early game here because nothing really goes on. We're just farming and there's nothing really too much to talk about. So let me know in the comments below, guys, if you'd like to see me do more live commentaries or if you like these kind of commentaries where I speed up the boring parts and just have the good parts that I show you guys. Let me know that because personally, I won't sit through like a 30 or 40 minute commentary because I just can't do it. I'll just get bored of the gameplay unless it's like a really good gameplay or something. And the reason why I do it sped up is because it only lasts like 10 to 15 minutes and therefore it's not as boring in my opinion. So let me know, guys, in the comments below if you guys prefer the live commentaries or if you prefer the sped up ones like this. But enough with that, let's get into the gameplay here. So I'm roaming over to the top lane because we see the Echo is caught out here. And I'm pretty sure every single one of us is going to burn our flash here, and you definitely want to burn your flash in the early game if it's going to secure you the first blood. Even if you it's definitely worth it to get the first blood and trade your flash for it because you're just going to get ahead of your opponent if you can pick up that first blood. And right now I'm pretty much in control of this lane. Like Echo, he really can't do much to me in lane because I'm ranged. And right here, I'm going to go back and pick up the tier. You always want to get the tier on Jayce as your first item. You just want to rush that as quick as you can so you can start stacking the tier. And I'm just going to be farming up here for a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure. Nothing really happens in the early game as far as I can remember, so we're just farming up here. I'll talk a little bit about item builds on Jayce. So I always rush the mana mune on Jayce because you want to get that stacking and get it up to the mirror mana as fast as you can. And then after that, I usually go for the Brutalizer and then either the Youmuu's Ghostblade after that or the Last Whisper, depending on if you want the movement speed from the Youmuu's Ghostblade or if you want the extra armor penetration that you get from the Last Whisper. It really depends on what the enemies are building. If they are going to be building a lot of armor, then you might want to go for the Last Whisper first, but if not and you want to stay more mobile, then going for the Youmuu's Ghostblade is also a pretty good choice. So right here, I'm heading over to the top lane because I'm pretty sure, is this Echo up here? Yes, it is. And he's caught out again. When you're playing mid lane, you always want to be looking to roam. Push out the lane and always, once you push out the lane, you want to try to roam and help your team out because that's how you win games in solo queue. You don't just win games by sitting in your lane and expecting to just win lane and win the game. It doesn't really work that way, so you want to make sure you're roaming. Right here, I'm able to pick up 2 kills because I do go for the roam, and now I'm just really far ahead of this Echo. And if you can get a few kills on Jayce in the early game, then you can just start snowballing as him, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go back and I'm probably going to end up picking up the Brutalizer, which is what I do. Grab another, or no, I don't pick up the Brutalizer, I pick up the Mana Mune here to get that stacking. So if you guys didn't know, once you do pick up the Mana Mune, you start stacking with your auto attacks as well. So that's why I like to go for the Mana Mune there instead of the Brutalizer because I just want to get that stacked as quick as possible. And I'm just going to push out the mid lane here because I see the Echo bot lane. And if you see your enemy laner either in the top lane or in the bot lane, or if you have vision on them, then try to push out the lane, get some damage on the tower, especially if you're playing an AD champion, because you're going to tear through that tower pretty quickly. And right here, I'm not sure what this Cho'Gath is thinking. I'm not sure, he must just not expect the damage coming out of me here, but he just sticks around. He's out of mana. He obviously doesn't have his flash, and I'm just able to pick up a free kill on him there. So that was really miscalculated there by the Cho'Gath. He probably didn't expect that I would do that much damage, or he was just trolling for some reason, I don't know. But right here, I'm heading over to the top lane now because if I can land my EQ combo and I can go into melee form, jump on the Shen, then I'm gonna kill him right here. But unfortunately, he has a ward in the tri-bush there, so I decide to chase this and I go really ham here. I end up flashing in to get the kill on the Shen, but this ends up backfiring for us because the Echo picks up the kill on the Xin Zhao here, and I'm really out of position. I don't know where the Cho'Gath is right now, and immediately right when I saw that Shen had a ward in that bush, I shouldn't have gone that deep because I'm going to end up paying for it right here because the Cho'Gath is going to come over, he's going to pop his Q and then just end up killing me here. So if I had vision on the Echo and I knew he was like bot lane or mid lane, then I maybe could have gone for that, but I didn't have vision on him and I ended up just going way too far on that engage there. So that was a little bit of a miscalculation there and I end up paying for it, but we're still pretty far ahead right now. We're 4-1. We were able to pick up a kill there, so things aren't looking too bad right now. And right here, I'm going to send out an EQ combo there, jump on this Cho'Gath. Again, he's really not respecting my damage right here. I don't know, this Cho'Gath was just really bad this game. I haven't seen a player this bad in a while, actually. He just really did not expect the damage coming out of me, and I end up getting the snipe there on him to pick up another kill. So I'm 5-1 right now, and this game's pretty much over as long as we group because Jayce's poke is just absolutely crazy. If you can get ahead with Jayce, like, you can just siege down towers and just win the game by doing that. I'm probably going to put Jayce on the honorable mentions for mid lane for this patch because I do think after the buffs he's a really good pick. And the reason why he's not going to go on the top 5 is because if he falls behind, he's really, really weak because he doesn't provide any strong CC. He doesn't provide any strong CC, sorry. And like if you just fall behind with him, then you can't really do anything at all. And right here we pick up another kill on the Vayne. We just gotta basically group now, push down the mid lane and end the game because, like I said, my poke is just crazy right now. And let's talk a little bit about maxing abilities on Jayce. Always go for your Q max first, as you can see what I'm doing here. And then I like to max the E second because it just amplifies the damage you get from your Q and it just makes your poke that much stronger. It also gives you a nice movement speed buff as well, so that's why I like to max the E second on Jayce. I really don't find myself using the W too often on him, so I don't really see much of a point in maxing out the W second. So yeah, Q first, E second, W third is what I like to do on Jayce. And right here, we're just going to end up backing out, I'm pretty sure. We don't want to end up diving this. I'm pretty low right here, so I'm just going to throw out a little bit of poke and then head over to mid lane and pick up this farm here. And let's talk a little bit more about item builds on Jayce. After you do finish the Youmuu's Ghostblade and the Last Whisper, it's really situational after that, but you could end up going for some lifesteal. You could go for the Bloodthirster. You could go for the Black Cleaver as well. It's not a bad choice. It really just depends on the game and what you need, but the core items I like to go on Jayce are Manamune, and I always like to usually pick up the cooldown reduction boots as well because you can just spam out your poke a lot better if you do get that item. And then after that, Youmuu's Ghostblade, Last Whisper, those are the two core items I like to go on Jayce. And then, like I said, situational after that. So right here, I'm just gonna look to push out the mid lane, and I can pretty much like kill anybody on their team right now, so I'm not really afraid of just pushing this lane out by myself right here. This Janna, I'm not too sure what she's doing. She really does not respect my damage, and she ends up going for the flash ult there and fails it pretty hard. And I thought that was pretty funny. I was laughing pretty hard when that happened in game. But I pick up a kill on Janna here because she's just going way too aggressive for no reason. And what am I going right here? I can't really see because my screen is pretty small what I'm looking at right now, but I'm pretty sure I am 9-2 right now, which is just really, really good. And we're just gonna look to end out this game here in a few minutes, I'm pretty sure. Like, the poke coming out of Jayce is so strong. That EQ combo right there off on the Vayne, it just chunks more than half of her health. So yeah, guys, if you haven't tried Jayce this patch, I would definitely recommend giving him a shot because I think if you can get ahead with him, he can just end up carrying games really hard with the amount of poke damage he has. So right here, I think we're going to end up going for a dive. This is a little bit risky because, yeah, the Nautilus just ends up going down there, and at this point, we should just back out right here. I'm overstaying right now, and I should just back out. I should just go to this bush and go B right now. I end up staying, I think, a little bit more, trying to get some more poke off, but it's not worth it. Like, we don't know where the other opponents are, so just backing off right here is definitely the right choice. And I think I'm going to go back here. I'm not sure what I'm going to finish up. I have like 2.5k gold. and I'm pretty sure they might actually end up surrendering in a second here. And let's see, I've talked about item builds on Jayce, I've talked about ability maxing. I'm pretty sure that's all I need to talk about as for like that kind of stuff. But right here, I end up picking up another kill on the Janna because she just does not respect the damage coming out of me. And we're just gonna look to stop this dragon here because we can definitely fight a 5v5 right now. We're really far ahead of them. If I'm seeing this correctly, I have 10 kills right now, so I'm just so far ahead. And yeah, we can just easily take this Baron here and end out the game whenever we really want. And we're gonna pick up the dragon here. Did I say Baron before? If I said Baron, I meant to say dragon, but yeah, pick up the dragon, and now we just gotta look to group up, siege down the mid lane tower here, and then end the game. We really don't want to stall this game out any further because if we do end up going to late game, then the Vayne might get pretty fed, and we don't want to deal with a late game Vayne because she's just gonna be able to one-shot me, and that's not going to work out well for the team. But right here, grab the blue buff because blue on Jayce is really nice. It just allows you to stack that tier and it allows you to get a lot of poke off. And I think that the enemies are going for a surrender here. Yes, they are. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this commentary, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.